Do not give up on the person that you are capable of becoming. Hi, my name is Arica Angelo, dating and relationship expert, going on 14 years now. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell. So here's the thing. We all have potential, right? We all have a desire of where we want to be. Maybe you see a celebrity, maybe you watch a documentary, maybe it's someone from history, you read someone's biography, you see someone achieving greatness and you think, man, I would love to be that person. I would love to be that capable person who just really thrives and shows up in life powerfully. But your current circumstance says otherwise. It says that you're not there yet, that you have a long way to go. And so how do you not give up? When you see your potential, you see that desired outcome, you see who you want to become because someone else has gone before you and they've sparked a desire inside of you. And because you say, I want that, in saying, I want that, you've given yourself permission to become that. But what do you do in the meantime on your journey of being maybe not so capable or maybe far away from your desired outcome of who you want to be? How do you go from that point to the next point? You know, in the journey of becoming, a lot of times we will encounter challenges. We will encounter obstacles that will be the complete opposite of who we want to become. We will get presented relationships that really just irk our nerves, or relationships that challenge us, and situations that do the exact same thing that drive us nuts, life circumstances that just drive us nuts. And in those moments, pay attention to this, in those moments of being challenged, we can often feel like we are going backwards, that we're never going to become who we are meant to become. And let me tell you this, because I've been through this more times than I can dare to imagine to tell you. But now today, the life that I live now is I think that my life is even bigger than what I dreamed of. There were some things that were like on a high wish list. And I was like, that would be wonderful if it could happen. And then my life is hitting that mark. There are things that I just kind of casually said, oh yeah, I want to become this and I want to do this in my life. And my life has hit that mark. But if someone had told me on that journey when my life was the complete opposite of what I'm experiencing now, when it was completely backwards, when I was in jobs that I didn't like, when I was in financial situations that scared the tar out of me, when I had relationships that were toxic and hard, when my dreams for myself seemed like they were never ever going to happen. In fact, I was just in a dead-end place that didn't look like I was ever going to go anywhere. When I was miserable and wherever it was that I was living, all these things, if you had told me in those challenges, Arica, be wise, stay connected to your heart, and give yourself some grace in this chapter, because I promise you that what you are going through is actually preparing you for where you want to go. And let me tell you, when the contrast is there, the polarity of it's there, when it's completely opposite of who you want to become and where you want to go, it's a very easy thing to slip into and say, I am not going down the right path, because it's completely opposite of where I want to go. So it must be wrong. I must be doing something wrong. And then we make it about our identity sometimes. I am wrong. But I'm here to tell you that those challenges are actually preparing you for where you want to go. Because there's nothing like having an opportunity to become who you fully are meant to become, or who you want to become, your fullest potential. There's nothing like having those opportunities come and not having the character to stand and be that person. When the, whatever it is, the fame, the glory, the house, the city that you want to live in, the dream that you want to do, When you don't have that character to support you when life's goodness comes, you're going to wish that you had. And this is one thing that I see so many times is when people don't allow themselves to go through the challenges, the in-between times, and they don't allow themselves to be nurtured, give themselves grace, have other people support and champion them in those times, and they just go, I don't want to do this. And then they just give up. What happens is, or if you don't give up and the opportunity, let's say it does come and you don't go through the challenges and you give up, and let's say the opportunity still does come, because we don't always earn every opportunity. Some of them are just gifts that come. What I've seen so many people do who have not cultivated their character, who have not done their work and facing themselves is typically when that opportunity comes, they will self-sabotage. Why? Because they don't have any grit underneath. There's no tenacity, there's no character, there's no patience, there's no fortitude, there's no understanding of observing the big picture. None of that's there, because when the challenges came in the journey of becoming, they said, this is too hard, I give up, and they quit. And so they didn't cultivate the root system, the character that they needed that would sustain them when the dream and the potential of who they could become came. And so I really want to encourage you, don't give up in the process, because it is preparing you. And I know that's super hard, especially, I'll never forget when I can tell you this story many times. I worked for an interior design firm. I worked selling shoes. And it was just like in those moments, I'm like, how am I ever going to get to my dreams by working for other people? That was just my journey. How am I ever going to become an entrepreneur? How am I ever going to travel the world? How am I ever going to have influence and teach people all over the world? All these desires that I had, being on camera. How am I going to do all those things when I'm working for this interior design firm as an assistant, answering phones and running and grabbing people coffee? Or how am I going to do that when I'm working in Beverly Hills selling shoes to lots of famous people, but I'm their servant and going, would you like this pair of shoes? Although I did get to meet lots of cool celebrities doing that. But I didn't know that was all of those things were positioning me. When I worked for that interior design firm, what I was learning from my boss was order. What I was learning was how to see projects through, how to take inspiration and make it into something tangible, into a real product. I didn't know that when I was working for that shoe store that I was getting comfortable with being around wealthy people, because I didn't come from that. And so anytime I'd get around someone with money, I'd go, ah! And so I knew I would become a person of influence one day. But what that did was being around those people and serving them, literally serving their feet by finding them shoes, by serving them, that I was preparing myself to feel comfortable around wealth. And so I'm just saying, you don't know where you are right now, how that is actually serving you for where you're going to go. So this is what you do to sustain yourself in that. One, you take care of you. You take care of you by spending time in nature, working out. That's going to keep those endorphins open. You make a vision board. Get very clear about where you're going so that when your circumstances are the exact opposite, at least you have that to focus on, because you know that's going to come. The biggest magic is always keeping yourself in a position of feeling good. I mean, listening to the right music all the time that inspires you, that encourages you. Being around friends who have vision. That is super important. In your journey of becoming, you need to be surrounded by people who have vision and who will support you in your vision. And if you don't have that, then listen to podcasts, watch YouTubers like myself, but get vision. And listen, I have my free connection meditation. Make sure that you get that. I should have told you that at the very beginning. Listen to that, because that's going to inspire you. Listen to it every day for 30 days, in the morning when you wake up, 30 minutes when you go to bed, and let that inspire you, because you've got to stay inspired, because the journey sometimes is challenging. You're going to want to give up. But when you have those moments of inspiration by listening to something like my connection meditation, watching my videos like this, which I have plenty more for you, that will continue. but don't give up, because who you're becoming is greater than what you could ever imagine. Trust me, I've been there. I've gone through the journey. I'm blown away by my life, and you will be too. Don't give up, and know this: you are loved and you have what it takes. I hope this video inspired you. If it did, tell me in the comment section what portion of this video spoke to your heart. I can't wait to hear, and I've got a new video coming just for you. Take care.